We'll go to the 7th lab program, that is write a PHP program to read student data from an XML file and store it into MySQL database. You have to enter the name and you have to retrieve the data and display it. So this is your program. So we have an XML file. So XML file is designed to store as well as transport data. So what's the difference between a HTML file and a XML? So in HTML, what happens is this is mainly used to display the data, whereas XML is for carrying the data. Okay, and in HTML, what happens? We have some predefined tags, right? But whereas in XML, there is no predefined tags, so it allows us to define our own tag. Okay, so first we'll see the XML file. So here I have the XML file. So the first line is telling the version of the XML. Okay, so here it is 1.0, and this XML document will be in a form of a tree structure. Okay, so wherein you can see here at the topmost level we have student details. So this is your parent node. Okay, so this is your parent node and it is closed by slash student details. So this is your parent node and the student, so this part are your child node. Okay, so here we have how many child? We have 1 2 3 4 child nodes. Okay, so that is your XML structure, and this child nodes are having two tags, two elements you can say, that is name and USN. So you can see each of the child nodes are closed by slash followed by the node name here. So here it is student. So these are your child nodes. Okay. So this name and USN you can also call it as siblings. So what is our program? So this data what is there in our XML need to be stored into MySQL, and we have to retrieve that in our PHP script. Okay, using our PHP script. So we'll see, we'll go to the program. So first part is your XML file. So in this program we need to create 3 files. So first one will be our XML files, wherein you're beginning with the version of the XML followed by the parent node. So student detail is your parent node, you have closed this. Okay, and after that you will be having your child nodes, and in that child nodes you can have any number of tags. Okay, so here in each of the child, the name here we have given as student, so each of the student will have name and USN. If you want you can add other information. Okay, but for time being here it is name and USN. Next we'll go to the HTML part. So in the HTML part, we'll write as enter the name to search, and we are using the action. So action is nothing but it is telling us the location where the entered data, the data that is entered in the form need to be sent. So here it is sent to lab7.php. So this is my HTML file. Okay. Then here in my HTML file, in this form, what am I going to do? I am going to get the name of the student. Okay, so based on the name what is entered, we are going to search it in the database and we display it. Okay, so in my HTML, that is in my form, I will have a text field wherein I will enter the name of the student. Okay, input type is text, that is nothing but for text field, and the name you have given as name. And one more will be the submit button. Okay, name is given as submit and the value is given as search. So we'll just see how it looks. So I'll just show you. Okay, so I'll show you the XML file, lab7.xml. So here you have the XML file. So you can see here, this is the parent. So student detail is a parent node, and under that parent node you are having the child nodes. Okay, so the student are the child nodes. So you can see here. Okay, and again under student you will be having name and USN. Okay, this is how your XML file looks. Now we'll go to the HTML part. Okay, so here what we are doing, so we have written a heading as enter the name to search, so that is visible here. Next we are creating a form in which we are having a text field. So input type you are given as text. Okay, Input type you are given as text, so you have the text field here. And what you have written here, enter the name. So you have written it here. Then after that you have a button. Okay, that is the value of that button is search. That is what you have given here. Okay, so that is for your HTML part. Next we'll go to the PHP script. Okay, so here what is our program? This XML data what you have need to be stored in our MySQL and retrieved. Okay, when you are entering the name, the data should be retrieved. So first of all, so when you have a database, so first of all you have to connect to the database. Okay, so for that purpose you are using the function MySQLi connect, which is used to connect to the database. So it is taking some parameters. So the first one is the name of the server. Here it is a local host. Then you have the username. So for local host, the default username is root, and password, I've not given any password, so that is left as blank. It's optional. Then you have the name of the database. So the name of the database here we are given as test. Okay, so if this MySQLi connect is giving you a true value, then it will be connected. Otherwise you will get a message as cannot connect. Okay, so let's see whether you can connect it. So I will give lab7 dot, okay, lab7.php. So you can see here MySQLi connect unknown database test in line number 3. So in line number 3 we have an error. What is that error? Unknown database. So the database test is not there. So you're going to get a message as cannot connect. Okay, so what we have to do now, we have to create a database. So to create a database you can go to localhost php myadmin. So when you're coming here, you're going to get this. Okay, so here we have to create a database. So what is the name of the database we had given there? We had given the name of the database as test. So you'll come here, you have to click on this new, and you have to create a database. So the name of the database is test. Then you click on create. So you can see here the database is created. Database test is created. Next what we need to do, we have to create tables which will be there inside this database. So we'll come back to that later. We'll come back to the code here. Okay. So first part, what you're doing, simple XML load. So what we have to do, we have to load the XML file. So for that purpose you are using this function called as simple XML load file. So what does this do? This is going to load the external XML file into our PHP program. Okay, and after that it is going to create an object. So using this object we can access the elements of our XML. Okay, so that is the thing what XML simple XML load file function is going to do. So here you have to mention the name of the XML file. So the name of the XML file we have given as lab7.xml. So in case if you are not able, so here the XML file name I have given as lab7.xml. If I am giving lab6.xml, so just see what happens. What happens in that case. So we'll just check here. So you can see you got an error here. Simple load file warning, failed to load external entity lab6.xml. That is failed to load. So why are we getting this? Because lab6.xml is not there. So what is the name we have given to our file? We have given as lab7.xml. So now we'll try. Yes, now that is gone. Okay, but there are other things why we are getting this, because still we have not yet created the table. So for that purpose we are getting this. So once we create the table, these errors will be gone. Okay, so we'll come back to the code here. So what does simple XML load file do? It is going to load our external XML file, okay, into our PHP program, and after that it is going to create an object using which you can access the elements of XML file. Okay, so now we'll come here. So here I'll come back to this part later. Okay, for time being let it be as it is. I'll come back to this later. So what we are going to do now, so here we are loading our XML file. Now we have to iterate through the entire XML file and read the elements from the XML. So for that purpose, you are using the for each loop to access all the children of the object. Okay, so for that purpose, this for each loop is written, wherein you are going to read all the values. Okay, that name and USN for all the students is read. So read as student. So student is the tag we have given there. So student of name, that is read. So here what will be there? So first student is Abhijit, that detail is read. Then USN. So like this it will be repeated for all the child nodes. Okay, come back here. Then what you have to do? So first Abhijit name Abhijit is read, and the USN is read as MCA01 is it is read, and it is inserted. Okay, so first what is this dollar link? Dollar link is nothing but your connection variable here. Okay, so for the same database, so which is the database we are referring to? We are referring to the database called as test. Inside the test we have a table called as student3. So right now we have not yet created that table. Okay, so we have to create a table called as student3 here. And what are the values or how many fields the student3 will be having? It will be having two fields, that is name and USN. Okay, so what are we doing here? Here we are reading the name and USN from the XML file and you're inserting into the table. Okay, so if everything is successful, MySQL is going to return a true value. Then after that you'll be repeated for the next node. Okay, so like this it goes on. So we'll just go to the database part. So we have to create a table, right? So under the database called as test. So we have already clicked on this test database. So within this database we are going to create a table whose name is student stud3. And how many columns it will be having? It will be having two columns, that is name and USN. Okay, so we'll come back here. Two columns are selected. Okay, so what are the fields? Name and USN. So name you're giving as varchar, USN also you can give as varchar. Name some length as 50, USN some length as 10. After that you save. So what happened now? The table is created. So you can see here, when you click on this student3, you can see the two columns are present here. Okay, data is still not entered, but the two columns are done. So now we'll come back here. So what we were telling here, you are reading from the XML and now you're inserting into student3. So now we have already created the database, we have already created the table. So now it is possible for us to insert the values into the database. Okay, so here in this part what happens, the values will be inserted. Okay, so we'll just come here now. Okay, so we'll enter okay, so in the XML file what names you had? You had names as Abhijit, Disha, Jeff and Sasha. So I'll give some name as Disha. Okay, so when you give Disha and when you search, so what did you do here? What did we do here? We inserted into the table. Okay, so now what are we doing now? So get. So in our HTML we are asking for the name, right? So that is what we did here. We are entering the name. So we are entering the name. So whatever name you have entered, so get is going to receive that value and it is stored in this variable called as name. Okay, so now what you have to do, again we are going to execute a query, that is you are using the function MySQL query, and this is done on the same database whose name is test. So for that purpose you are using the variable $link. Okay, and what is the query you are going to execute? Select star from student3 where name is equal to what name you have entered here. What name you have entered here, you're searching that. You're searching whether it is there in the table student3. Okay, and that result is stored in your result set, that the name you're given as $result. Okay, next you're checking MySQLi number of rows. If is equal to 0, so result set will be having how many number of rows have been selected. If it is equal to 0, then what happens, the name whatever you have given is not present in the table. Okay, that is what. Otherwise, if you're having some value, it is not equal to 0, some rows are selected, in that case what you have to do, you have to display that, right? So for that purpose here, when we are displaying it, I'll just show you. I'll search. So when we are displaying, again we are using a table. Okay, so for that purpose this part of the code is used. So table border you are given as 1 and align to center, and with the width, that is the column width we have given as 60%. You can give alter the values and you can check out. Okay, okay, that is for table. Okay, next, now you need to get the heading, right? Heading as name and USN. So for that purpose you have written, again alignment is center and the heading is name as well as USN. So that is this part, name and USN. Next, what you need to get, so heading is done. Now you need to store the values within that. So for that purpose you are going to fetch the rows. From where? From your resultant set. What is there in your resultant set? In your resultant set you are going to have the rows what you have selected. What rows will be having? Select only those rows wherein you are having the name, matching name, whatever name you have entered in your text field, that name whichever has been matched, that row is stored in resultant set here. Okay, so you're going to fetch the rows from this resultant set and that is stored in this $ARR. So now what we have to do, we have to display the values that is stored in ARR. So for that purpose, again, since the values has to be displayed within the table, you have written the width as well as the alignment to center and you have given ARR of 0. In ARR of 0, what you have? You have the name. Okay, similarly same thing is written. Next you have ARR of 1 wherein you will be having the USN. So this is for the first iteration. Again, in case in the resultant set you have one more row which is selected, then in that case what happens? Once again it will be displayed. Okay, finally you're closing the table tab. So this is your program wherein you are storing the data from an XML file into the database and you're going to fetch that data. Okay, so you can see you have entered a name as Disha, so the name and USN has been displayed. Once again, some name I will give ABCC. You can see ABCC does not exist in the table. Okay, so this is your program. So one more thing in this program, we said we'll see about this later. Okay, so you can see here, just check the database here. In the database, see the table. In the table you're having all the entries whatever was there in your XML, right? So in your XML, what fields you had? The roots, you had Abhijit, then you had Disha, then you had Jeff and Sasha. So the same details is stored here. Okay, so we'll come back here. So this delete from std. Okay, so what happened now? You have only one copy of all this, right? Now suppose you remove this. Okay, I'll just comment this and show you what happens if we have not written this. Okay, we'll just comment this. So now you check out this. Okay, so I will give the data as Disha. Okay, and search. So you can see here one more entry is created. Once again you try, you give some other name. What was it? Sasha. Give one more name and search. You can see three entries. Three entries are there. Just check what is the status of your table in the database. Just see the status. You have so many duplicate copies here. So for that purpose, this part of the code is written. Okay, so what does this do? This is going to remove the redundant data. Okay, so for that purpose this code is written. Now we will save it. Now try to execute the same code. I'll give Sasha. So you can see only one copy is there. Once again, if you're giving some Abhijit, okay, only one copy is there. So this is the purpose of writing this statement. Okay, so I hope you have understood. So what is this program? Read from the XML file, store it in the database and retrieve the same. Okay, I hope you have understood this program. If you have any queries, kindly ask. Thank you.